where do I even begin? When I started this whole YouTube thing, I was sitting in my apartment. It had been like a couple weeks since RT America had shut down. I was in DC. I get this message from Joe Neerman that's like, hey, you want to come on? And the rest is history. Covered Johnny Depp, covered all that other shit. Once Johnny Depp was over, I was like, okay, what are we going to do from here? And started doing my show where, you know, I would cover all things news and all that other shit. And then, you know, would start covering more like pop culture, where, you know, I started hanging out with more of the likes of Ricada, Legal Mindset, Joe Neerman, obviously, of course. I have always had a great time, a positive experience. Yes, there have been times where I have fucked up. It's my own fault. The first time when I saw things kind of like, whoa, like when things blew up a little bit was during the whole Kurt stuff. When, you know, I didn't think calling him out was going to be a big thing. And then when Legal Mindset picked it up, I was like, oh, okay, like, okay, sticking up for creators, right? And we were backstage talking about it one time. And I was like, you know, I was like, I really don't want drama. I said, I just want it where, you know, these tiny creators, like this doesn't happen to them. And one of the things that he said, he's like, whatever. He's like, if there's drama, I'm going to ride it out. He's like, it's clicks. And I was like, okay, like I got it. You know, get the grift, you know? I was very young in this whole YouTube journey. There was the Joe stream where I was called fat and it was very awkward and very uncomfortable and very, you know, like, holy shit, people on the internet can be a certain way on the internet and it sucks. And you got to develop thick skin. You know, you got to develop a little bit of a thicker skin and you got to like roll with the punches sometimes. It's going to suck, but you got to roll with the punches. The Nick infamous drunk stream, which to this I will still say, I did not think you could fucking see below the camera.
Fucking Christ!
I'm trying to save you. What the fuck are you doing?
Don't worry. There's cobwebs in there. It's not like you're gonna fucking see anything.
If I could go back over again, I would have never done it. I thought it was all you could see was legs. But fuck me, here we are. I didn't even fucking remember when I woke up. That's how gone I was. Which goes to show how often I don't drink, unlike what everybody else thinks that I drink all the time. I'm like, okay. Learned that asking people to take things down doesn't really help. And again, I felt so awkward asking. Nothing's fucking happened since until the fucking direct stream. I am still like in shock that whole stream actually happened. I have never seen anybody in my entire life ever in person, in the internet, on a stream, anywhere, start and be so happy jolly to somebody and then turn around, ridicule you, tell you how your life is horrible or how you're going to die alone, basically, even if it's true, and completely just fucking destroy somebody in front of an entire group of people.
Is that like...
And I want to put this on the record really quick
first.
I was raised by brothers, so what you gentlemen are telling me is nothing new.
Right, you know.
Do not hold back.
Right, no, but more importantly, you know I'm not lying, right?
You're not lying, no.
Right, okay, so you're I just want to know how to talk about this issue without being offensive. So
be fucking savage. Talk about don't be offensive.
Yeah. I can take it, Charlie. No. You see me with rackets? Like, we go hard in the paint, buddy. Yeah. Never have I seen that before with somebody that I've met for 5 minutes, ever. If y'all thought the stream on my channel was bad, watch the Midtown one. It was 10 times worse, and I was sitting there by myself having to deal with it. I said, okay, whatever. That was super fucked up, but let it go, right? Let it go. Other people talked about it, had to deal with it in the comments. So I said, you know what? Like any other comedian would, let's take it and make a fucking joke about it. And so everywhere I go now, I let people know that my eggs are dead, right? Joe asks to have both of us on a stream. You saw the stream, things were totally fine. And he said, you know, oh, don't take this personally, don't take this personally. And I kept saying like, okay, yeah, don't take it personally. But I mean, right now we're here talking about me. Like, I mean, we haven't taken enough time to talk about you, you know, which why would we? Let's be real. But then the infamous stream happens with my sister. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that Branca would come on, hijack the stream, and start going after every girl. And at first it was funny, but then it started to get really fucking personal. I could sit there and say it wasn't personal. No, he started making it very personal. It took a dark turn. It took a very dark turn. What my sister said was a complete joke.
Okay, well.
So if for some reason I become a single mom, I should Casey Anthony my child to get on the dating scene again. No. Taken.
No.
Just joking.
I know.
It's really creepy that you said that. That's really disturbing that you even brought that up. That's creepy.
Oh, you don't know my sister. She's a total fucking.
Yeah, I have horrible dark humor. This is a black abyss in here.
Yeah, I personally would never joke about killing a child, but whatever.
Oh, but you wanted to put my dog in a garbage bag.
Well,
a dog is
fair,
not a human being, so.
My sister and I have comedy backgrounds. Her side is a little bit of a darker sense of humor than mine. It was a joke not directed at him, not directed at his kids. And then anybody that is trying to defend Branca for him calling her a cunt for that comment, you are literally fucking mental. You're fucking retarded. If Vices had said that, if Nick had said that, if Valiant Renegade had said that, any fucking guy on the panel would have said that, he would have laughed. He would have fucking laughed it off. But no, he had a button that had to be pushed, the fucking psycho button or some shit, and went off on her. Now, I know many people were like, okay, the men should have said something. And, you know, frankly, they probably should have. But in the moment, what do you say to a crazy fucking drunk person? Do you tell him to shut the fuck up and leave? Do I boot him? You know, what do you do to a crazy drunk person who not only is clearly toxic in this conversation, then when he leaves, he's going to go grift off the fucking drama of it. Like, for example, if I booted him, he would have done exactly to me like what he did to fucking Natalie Lawyer chick, going off about his Rolexes and his cars and all that other bullshit. And I was like, I don't want this asshole making a fucking dime off of me. But clearly, this is like their choice to like go down this path and make money off of like this kind of shit or keep this kind of fucking grift going. And I'm telling you guys right now, it fucking ends tonight. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not done with YouTube. I'm done with that. I'm done. And hats off to DivinitySaid who fucking clipped it. DivinitySaid post this clip because this just fucking threw me over the edge. And I said, I'm fucking done. I'm done. There comes a time in somebody's life where you know, and again, this might be my inner feminism coming out. It might be my inner feminism coming out. No, this is saying, you were an asshole to me once, you were an asshole to me and then called my sister a cunt. And now we got another asshole entering the picture saying how like my sister has no personality and wanting to rip on my sister when he's never even met her.
Andrew, why do you say Faran's sister isn't hot? I'm curious.
She's not. Maxie muted, just don't worry.
Is it a preference thing, like color,
well, it's a
hair?
preference, but her personality. As soon as she opens her mouth, I'm like, this girl loses all. And that happens a lot of times, right? Like people open their mouth, and I'm like if you shut up, maybe you'd be a very attractive woman. But you open your mouth, and like literally, you become a zero.
Fine, you have every right to your fucking opinion. But this is the problem that I find so fucking interesting. Is now like if I say, hey, Andrew, I think you're a fucking overgrown sized frat boy that probably got hurt by some chick. And now you have to go fuck every girl in the world to make yourself feel better because you're that fucking insecure. Am I an asshole? If I say what I really think, I'm not sitting there saying you got to like my sister. You don't have to fucking like her. I don't give a shit. You don't have to like me. I don't fucking care. Who the fuck are you? And let me tell you about these fucking guys. I've held my tongue in for way too fucking long. I've seen guys like this where, oh, women, we're going to tell you what's up and blah, 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 blah. There's a whole fucking other side to this story, folks. And I lived it. I've seen it. I dated guys like this where they were so fucking immature. And it was like, okay, like, are you going to get your shit together? Are you going to stop going out and drinking every night? Are you going to act like a fucking man, like I can have a kid with you soon? And the answer was no. So people like me said, okay, moving on. And that became my fault. I would deal with these guys. And finally it was just like, I can't deal with this anymore. I can't help you grow up. And they'd get older and older and older, and more women would fucking reject him. And then all of a sudden you're left with dumbass 20-year-olds. So you have to like tell yourself, oh, I'm going to fuck all these 20-year-olds to make myself feel better. And all they do is they want you for your money. And again, this isn't my internal feminism. This is fucking fact. I saw it with the guys that were athletes. I saw it with the guys that were lawyers that were my age. I saw it with the guys that were doctors. I saw it all in my 20s, how all of these men operated. It was a very small, minute population of men that did this shit. And it's those small group of men that feel like, you know, they have to now jump into the Andrew Tate like vacuum that YouTube has left. These asshole type of guys deal in absolutes. And that's not how life works. And any guy that's out there that's going to convince themselves of all this other bullshit, fine. You want to go fucking that way? Go for it, baby. Please tell me and write me how far in life you get with that kind of attitude. When women see men where they have to go after the young 20-year-olds and have to bang as much of them as possible, women of high quality look at those men and we're like, yeah, good luck. Tell me how your insecurity is going. On many of these streams, I'm not going to sit there and really fight back because, one, I don't fucking care, which is why this is going to be the last time I talk about this. A lot of this shit just makes me laugh that, you know, here these guys can have these absolutes and they can put girls like me and Chrissy and Ari and Hannah like, and, but, oh, Christina's so based. Okay. She's based because she's agreeing with you. Okay, cool. No shade to Christina. But like, there's a reason that I brought up the single mom shit. Because I was like, okay, they're nice to you now. Let's hear what Branca has to say about single moms. And you saw that shit flipped real quick. Some of the stuff he says is funny for comedic purposes, but then some of it is really fucking warped. And I'm sorry. I'm just going to fucking say it. Do you really think I'm going to take advice from a guy who's been married not one, not two, but 3 times? Really? Like, no offense, bro. It's just honesty, right? Don't take it personally. Do you think I'm going to take advice from somebody that's been married 3, 4, 5 times? Do you think I'm going to hire a coach who lost 3 championship games in a row? Give me a fucking break. Again, I've been way too quiet. That's the other thing, Andrew. I'm not a fucking feminist. I made fun of the pussy hat wearers when they marched down the street with Donald Trump, okay? I truly didn't think of what he said was that fucking bad, because you know why? I've heard my brother say worse. He just happened to be on tape. I'm not a fucking feminist. And I've said this over and over again. The movement went way off course, just like every other movement in the United States. But the fact that I have a job, I don't put up with bullshit, I don't sit around and make sandwiches and do your fucking laundry with the shit stains in your underwear, that doesn't make me a fucking feminist. You don't fucking know me. And you also don't know my fucking sister. And that's where I look at some of the shit that these people do online. And I say, okay, let's see how long you're here. I don't know if you guys noticed, my sister and I were real quiet on that stream. And it took a fucking lot out of me. And not call Andrew out in front of my sister who had no idea who the fuck he was and say, hey, you want to tell her to her face how her personality fucking sucks? And his dick would have gone up into his fucking stomach. Because these guys are all fucking talk when you're not there. But the second you show up, oh, little fucking bitches. Do you not remember the part in the stream where Andrew is fucking Branca's going off and screaming, and then you see his wife fucking yells at him and he cowers like a fucking little puppy dog? Yeah, that's the guy telling you how we're all fucking fucked up and we're warped. Mind you, we watched him get a full-on live henpecking.
Sorry, this was perfect.
Lord. Whoever chuckled off camera there was probably pretty cute. I want his number.
That too.
I love you have those queued up. That's hysterical.
So Branca, you're telling me there's no chance with me and Leonardo DiCaprio? That's what you're telling me.
You're over 26 now.
You got all these clips of me, Faran. I feel you.
I'm actually like nothing in the stream has offended me. The only thing I'm like a little worried about is that Branca said that he doesn't feel I would bring someone peace. I'm like, maybe he's right.
No, the only thing that I can bring someone is hate and like
energy going on here. And you're taking, I feel like you're taking it very personal.
Branca, you're not muted.
I just muted you. I just muted you. You're good.
There you go. You're good.
The only thing I bring is hate and chaos. I am an agent of chaos in a relationship.
Who wants all this fucking peace and calm? Like,
Branca was
Hey,
I've gotten so many fucking messages, and I'm seeing the comments start to take a turn about how fucked up and warped this thinking is. I'm not saying that all women are amazing. There's bitches out there. Oh yeah, I've seen them. I'm not saying that what they believe is wrong. There's some things that I disagree with. There's some things that I agree with. But if I disagree with you, doesn't make me a full-blown feminist. That's not what that means. It means that I have a different worldview than you. And maybe what I've seen is a little bit different from you. And by you getting this mad about it, that to me sounds like what a fucking woman would do. For me speaking up now, having been so quiet and now I'm defending myself, I'm pretty sure that's what men do. They just stay quiet. They let shit fucking ride. And then finally when it's like, okay, you've actually fucking disrespected me and my sister. Okay, now gloves are off. We're done. And when I say we're done, I mean that I'm not going on a stream with Branca. I'm not going on a stream with Legal Mindset. I don't want to fucking be around that fucking toxicity. And they can sit there and say, good, I don't want you. Fine. I'm just letting you know. I think it's fucked up. I think it's really fucked up. I've done nothing but being nice to you. And I'm not saying that you owe me anything, but then to turn around and I see this shit about my fucking sister, who you don't even fucking know. If you have a problem with me, come after me. Don't fucking bring her into this. You don't even fucking know her. All these guys can be assholes. No questions asked. I'll probably get a lot from this. I give a fuck. I'm done. I don't care. I don't care. You want to react to it? Fucking go for it. Grift the fuck away. I don't care. I'm over this shit. Like, okay, stepping back. I'm going to stick to the fucking news. It is so fucking negative. It is so fucking toxic. And that is nothing that I want to be. What a lot of these men don't realize is I don't believe in feminism because a lot of this shit is never going to change. And feminism has tried to change shit and go way too hard in the paint. And I think there are some things that women just have to accept. Ladies in the chat, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. There are some things that you just live life and you're like, just accept it. Don't even try to fight it. And I'm not even one of those girls where it's like, no, we have to fight for it. No, I'm over it. It is what it is. Men do have more of a say in shit. I am very fucking well aware of that. In the world, women are more likely to shut up a little bit before men. We just back off. Beta men, you tell them like, hey, I don't agree with that. Well, it's probably because you're fucking 30 and your eggs are dead. Okay, because that's logical. It's just really fucking weird. And it's an area of YouTube and an area of fucking topics that I am just done with. I did I did the dating stream and thought it'd be really fun just to talk about, like married, 20 years ago, be fun to look at dating apps and all this other stuff. Fucking Branca comes in, hijacks the whole fucking thing, blows up an A-bomb, and then boom. And the best part of all of this other shit too is I love how these men tell you what you think. They tell you how you feel. They tell you what you are. The whole idea too of like, if I married a guy that wants to stay at home with the kids more often than I do with working, that I'm not going to respect him, you're off your fucking rocker. Just the hypocrisy or just like the illogical arguments, I can't deal with it anymore. I can't. Like when I came into this space, I thought it was going to be about fun ideas and cracking jokes and smacking hoes, like just funny shit, Yes, Faran, you asked them to be honest with you. Yes, I did. We did. But then when it comes, there's a conversation that should happen, not a scolding or a browbeating or I'm taking over this entire stream and you have to listen to me. That's not how a conversation works. Well, you should have taken better control of your stream. Had I told Branca to behave more, I would have been the bitch who would have tried to muffle his free speech. And if I would have booted him, I would have been an even bigger bitch who couldn't handle the truth. That's where you don't understand that I'm in a lose-lose situation. I had never been in this situation before. And I knew also too, that had I booted him, he would have grifted off of it. I'm not upset about his free speech. I'm upset about his behavior. That's a totally different fucking thing. Free speech has nothing to do with somebody's behavior. He can say whatever the hell he wants to say, but it's the behavior that I'm mad about. And if anything, no, I'm not even mad. I'm just done. After tonight, done. You can be a brilliant lawyer. You can also be an asshole. I have been very nice throughout this entire situation. But there was nothing of what my sister said deemed to be called a cunt. And Bill Burr even says, you can argue with a woman as much as you want. The second you call her a cunt, you fucking lose. Just like when you argue with a black person, the second you call them the N-word, you fucking lose. Because you know why? It's not that you lose because you said the word. You lose because you went from logical to personal. You lose because you went from logical to a major fucking insult, and it shows the type of person you are. That when you lose, you'll start to play dirty. Had Joe been there, that would not have happened. You bet your fucking ass.
Because that's a historic moment right there. That was
I had
historic train wreck.
I had people telling me that if I stayed, Branca would not have gone as hard as he did. That it would have been different if I was there.
I don't think it would have mattered.
I don't. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think it probably still would have been as it was. When I was watching it afterwards, I felt like I was cringe watching. Like I was like, this is just like so uncomfortable.
You can't force feed people that many red pills at one time. They're going to overdose. It has to be a slow drip, otherwise their body rejects it.
So it was, yeah, exactly. It was you know what? It was like watching someone like giving medicine by basically taking the pill in their hand
and scramming it
stretching
down
their throat open and shoving it down into their stomach.
That's why he's known as No Type Branca. His alter ego comes out when the alcohol flows. Let me tell you something, Stop It V. When the whole thing happened with me and Rakeda, the drunk stream, I was told alcohol is not an excuse. Huh? You're literally proving how it's okay for one and not the other. Yes, it's unbecoming for a woman. It's also unbecoming for a man too. Okay? It's very unbecoming for a man too. It's big sis fair. That's kind of how it's supposed to work. Do you have a big sis? I have brothers. And guess what? I have brothers too. And you know what? My brothers watched it and they said that was the most fucked up thing they've ever seen. And they're all pretty alpha. Do you suppose if I talk to you the way Branca talks to, well, all women, what would your brothers do to me? My brothers would kick the fuck out of you. I don't think Branca's ever gotten the fucking shit kicked out of him. Andrew said something really interesting the other night. He said, you can always tell a guy that's never been punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
Guys I know that have gotten the shit kicked out of him would never call a woman a cunt. Sub only mode, fuckers. I'm grifting this.